What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Rimworld. Something happened. They updated Alpha 14, which comes out on Steam in a couple of days, so that should be really, really cool. Unfortunately, it made our old map incompatible. I did figure out a workaround, so we might be in the weird situation of running two Rimworld campaigns at the same time for a little bit, because I'm not really super stoked about quitting the last one so soon into our foray, and it's going really, really well. That's the downside, is that, like, the colony is going great, but Rimworld Alpha 14 offers a lot of opportunities that the last alpha did not, and so I think we can still get an interesting gameplay out, and then at some point I'll decide what I want to do with it later on down the road. This was the best compromise that I could come up with, and so anyways, Rimworld, a colony simulator by Tyne and Sylvester, coming now to Steam near you. One of the newest features we've got in Rimworld. This is actually pretty sweet. One of the newest features that we have is you can actually change the criteria of your starting. And so you can still be crash landed. This is the one that you started out with in the old Rimworld. But now there's the Rich Explorer, where you start out with one guy who's got like a ton of money. Like loads and loads and loads of money, and he just wants to go on adventures. So people called you crazy for leaving your glitter world home, but you always yearned to explore the stars outside the Neuro Simulator. Now you're at the end of your long journey in crypto sleep, landing on an unknown Rimworld to see what it's like. That's just like the apex right there. Apparently you're some kind of like Richard Branson guy who's just decided you're done. You're done with the day trading, you're done with the ETFs, and you're done with the dividends. It's time. It's time to richly explore, and so you bring all of your money with you. You start with a dope-ass weapon. You start with tons of supplies, but you only have one guy. You only have one guy, which I assume makes it kind of interesting to survive. And then the one that I'm interested in. My family is Hawaiian, very, very stoked about doing this. The Lost Tribe. Your tribe was destroyed by the great blood machine sent by the gods. 5 of you have managed to escape. Now it's time to build up a new home. We will be doing the Lost Tribe. I've always wanted to play tribals in this game. I actually really, really, really liked Far Cry Primal. Even though the game was repetitive and whatnot, I've always liked tribal stuff. I just always have. I've always thought that it's just the bee's knees. And so anyways, we'll play some Lost Tribe here. We have got to pick a storyteller. We will go with Cassandra Classic on Rough. Sounds good to me. I am going to have to create a world. That's right, my world is incompatible too. I had forgotten about that. Alright, we'll make that world right there the World of Jeweler. That sounds cool, I guess. I don't know how that's going to affect anything, but it's apparently the World of Jeweler. Hooray, we don't have Middle Finger Island, but oh, we do have this sick little island down here, though. Oh my god. I foresee many world governments fighting over that harbor right there. Harbors like these are very, very rare. They don't exist a whole lot. Maybe rivaled by this one over here, this one right here, but that's pretty much it. Whoever has this harbor right here, especially if it's like a deep water or whatever harbor, yeah, this thing is going to be in hot supply, assuming that there's governments that want to build like naval units and stuff like that. I don't know. We're going to say that we want to go with a large map right there. We will select a site. Oh, no, I didn't want to select that. Oh, it's already got a site selected. We're going down here. I've already decided. We're going down here. It's going to be legit as hell. We can farm year round. That takes a little bit of the stress off me because I'm a giant sloppy noob. And then we'll go advanced 300. What does this do? Mode. Oh, okay. So we can check that out based on the elevation, all that kind of stuff. I don't remember that button being there, but that might have been there in the last alpha. I don't know. I'm a knob, so I don't pay attention to this stuff. The average temperature is 31°C in the summer. That's not too terrible. 22°C. Okay. That's not bad. I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be good. We're going to live that island life, that Hawaiian life. We're going to be the Kamayena of Rimworld, I guess. And so we'll select the site here. What I need to do now is I'm going to go through and I'm going to get all these people balanced out. I'm going to start out with a real good colony. And so anyways, I will see you all in about 5 minutes once I get this taken care of. And it should be pretty awesome, I think. Alright, I found myself to be pretty happy with what we have going on right now. With 5 characters, this actually shouldn't be so terrible. Because at the beginning of the game, the real problem that you have is you just don't have the amount of workers that you need in order to get things finished off. This modifier takes care of that problem in exchange for being sort of stuck at a lower tech tier. I don't know if they can use guns and stuff like that. I'm sure as hell going to try. When I kill a couple bandits, you better find out we're going to be a tribe that's rocking the loincloth and laser rifles. We're going to be a very, very confusing society. But at the end of the day, we have Tona Engo. Tona Engo was a cave child, grew up in a large, intricate cave complex that extended deep into the mountainside. He helped the adults maintain and improve the deep caves. And then he was also a weaver. Tona was an expert at working muffalo wool, plant fibers, and natural dyes into beautiful clothing for his kin. His beautiful handicrafts were traded frequently between the local tribes. So he's going to be pretty good at our general purpose skills right here. He's a slowpoke, he's abrasive, and then he has a green thumb. So that should be cool. Landoa. Landoa is a tender. A reclusive child, Landoa didn't learn to speak until he was 5, and even then he preferred to keep to himself. He was in his early teens. He made a habit of wandering off from the village to live in the wilderness for weeks at a time. Wardening has been disabled. However, he's pretty good at punching fools, and he makes a pretty decent witch doctor. He was a cave tender, and so while the others were out hunting and foraging, Landoa would stay at home to cook and take care of the young and sick. He's incapable of anything social. He's an optimist, but he's also jealous, so that means he's in a good mood, but only so long as he has the biggest, nicest room. Gray Dinosaur. Best name ever. He was a tribe child, grew up in the tribe, running around the village, moving with the muffalo herds, learning the essential skills from his parents. He never learned to read and never saw a machine that wasn't an ancient ruin. And then as an adult, he was a scout. Since his tribe made contact with local outlanders, Gray has contracted his services out as a guide to the local area. Frequent contact with ancient relics have made him fairly comfortable with old technology. He's abrasive, and he's a cold lover, which means that, watch out, he'll dump you. He's ice cold. No, that just means he's fine when it's cold out. We have Banastra, the tender. We have a lot of men here. I may actually get another female. Ooh, who is the weakest link here? I think it's you. Sorry, Gray Dinosaur. I will keep your name on in your glory. There we go. Too smart and slothful. She's lazy? Oh, man, that's weak. I don't like that at all. A teetotaler and a jogger, and she can't do anything social. I mean, I liked Gray Dinosaur. He had a dope name. He had a really dope name. Gray Dinosaur was the shit. She seems alright. She's abrasive, and she's cyclically dull. That'll work. And she will be the new Gray Dinosaur. There we go. And her nickname will be Dino. Perfect. See, I knew we could replace it. She was a healer, huh? She doesn't seem like that good of a healer. She's only got 6. Whereas some of the other people who are like warlike have like 10. We have Banastra, who was a tribe child. Same thing. Cave tender, exact same thing. Abrasive and a brawler, which means she likes fighting with her fish. She don't like fighting with guns or bows. And so she's always going to say what's on her mind. I actually appreciate that in a human being. I appreciate that. It's an underrated trait. We have... I don't know if I like Valentin Anastasi either. He has really, really good stats, but he's incapable of cleaning, hauling, and plant work. That means that largely I got to keep him rocking at... Actually, I'll have him as a researcher. That's fine. We'll have him research. And so without further ado, let's head to the Rimworld, yeah? Oh, new planet. The gods were very angry. The blood machines came at night and they swept through your village, cutting and burning your people with their blades and devil fire. Only a few of you escaped, and now, after a harrowing journey on foot with no close friends to turn to, you must build a new home in the wilderness, just like your ancestors did. Why is her name Val too? Or Var? I don't know if they're trying to do leet speak right now. So here's our tribe. Our tribe started out with 2 cats, it looks like, a male cat and a female cat. We started out with Noah, the Labrador Retriever. We have a jade knife over on this side. We have a pila. We have several bows. We have pemmican, which is actually really, really good because that's food that lasts like forever. So it looks like when we fled, we came out with the good stuff. Let me see if the new update has added... Oh, it hasn't. That's a bummer. I was hoping that the new update... So what I was hoping for is that the new update would add... There's a mod that allows you... Is that an emu? A cassowary. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen an emu, or I'm sorry, an emu or a cassowary. Oh my god, we started like in the best spot ever. I mean, we're in a swamp, which is a little bit concerning, but I can fix that by just building over here away from the swamp. There's marshy soil. Our chances, well, let's have a look at what we've got here first. I don't want to settle down and take a spot too early. We could use this as our base right here. I mean, all of these areas are in tightly packed canyons that would be fairly easy to defend if we needed to. My only concern is that somebody's going to spawn in from this side, and in that situation, I'm not sure how we're going to deal with it because it's not big enough to build a kill box. We're not going to have the efficiency anyways to build a kill box. We're playing tribal guys, so this might be a little weird. You know, I don't hate any of these spots, This is a great place to be right here. This is a great starting spot as well, using one of the ancient buildings to live inside of. I think this would take the edge off, and since we have somebody with 16 as their animal science, or their ability to convert animals over to our side, it might be worth it to have them train a boar herd, or like a squad of monkeys, or something to help us fight, because we're going to be behind the tech curve, and so having an army of gun-toting cyber monkeys might not be the worst idea if we wanted to make it out of this thing in one piece. I'm going to have a little bit of indecision here. I mean, I think the right choice is to stay inside of here because I can bar this up very, very easily. However, this is also a very solid choice right here. The ground is still marshy, but I can bulldoze all of that to give myself more building space. And then we can bar that, bar that, bar that, bar that with walls. Probably bar it right here, actually, to make it easier. And then we would have a nice little building space for us to live inside of. This map is actually absolutely chock-a-block with really, really good plans that could be enacted. And I don't know which I like better. I guess I could take a look around. What are my resources looking like? So if I wanted to get after... We have lots of compacted machinery. We got uranium over there. We've got enough steel to last a little while. Enough steel to make a deal. But not a lot. Not a lot. We've got some, but not a ton. Let's go with the shelter over here. It's going to be harder to sequester. Like, this would be very easy to wall off so that we at least have a defensive perimeter. But at the end of the day, I really feel like we've got better options. I mean, there is some metal right there, too. No, I don't know. Maybe we'll give this a go on this side. I mean, the only thing that's tempting me is that we've got a pre-made scratch-built building right there, which is going to be very, very important if we get like an early-game heat wave or anything like that. It's going to help out a lot. But I think I'll take my chances. This could end really, really badly. It took tribal societies a long time to make it, quote-unquote. So I'm assuming there was probably a very, very lengthy learning period when most tribes started doing their thing. You know what I mean? Let's start chopping down some trees. I need to get people equipped. So let's have a look. We have a wooden spear over here. What is the quality of the wooden spear? It does 5 damage. It's a trash weapon. Don't want it. That does 6 damage. Unless they move the damage modifiers around. I don't know. This Pelum. The Pelum does... Let's see here. 30 damage. Okay. Non-reusable throwing spears. So if anybody's good at ranged weaponry, that might be the way to go. We've also got access to a couple of bows here, and we've got a wooden club. I actually think it's probably not going to matter too much. It doesn't look like we started with anything super amazing. Let's find somebody that's okay at shooting. Our war chief is okay at shooting, so I'm going to give him the short bow. We have everybody else a little iffy about this. You're pretty good, so we'll give you the jade knife. We'll equip you with yet another bow, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to try and keep it ranged. It just seems safer. And then we'll go with that Pila right there. You don't know what a Pila is. It's kind of like a javelin, but the javelin is constructed in such a way that it embeds itself in an enemy's shield and forces them to discard it by making the shield very, very unwieldy. If it doesn't hit the shield, it hits the person, and it can do a lot of damage. But in general, it's great for disabling shield walls because it should punch through your average wooden shield. At which point, it'll go through, and the tip is designed to snap off so that it just dangles from the front of the shield, giving your opponent something to grab, or otherwise just making it very lopsided and hard to move around properly. Alright, everybody, let's get to work. I told them to chop down a bunch of trees. We also have a bunch of work to do here. I'll get them started so that we actually accomplish something in this episode. And after that point, let me see. We've got... Let me zone off some growing here because we are going to need it. I'm going to go with an 8x8. I'm going to go with another 8x8. As far as that's concerned, I'll probably do like some little 5x5s right there. I don't want them to start with the planting right now. Because... Let's see here. Oh, they changed the way it works. There used to be a tab right there. This is going to be a Potato plant sounds alright. Potato plant sounds good. We will also... This side we'll go with... Let's go with rice. I almost never make rice. This right here is going to be for Zerigium, because... Or, I'm sorry, heel root. Heel root, and one of your non-downed growers will have to use this, so that's fine. I think I have somebody who's like 16 planting. And then I'm also going to start working on... Let's go with cotton plants, I guess. We just got to make sure that we have enough medicinal herbs to get through. Our characters are a little bit malnourished right now, which has me a tiny bit worried. I think we also have a plethora of people who are not capable of doing, like, plant stuff. Or just will not do it, on the other hand. That's okay, though. Let's set up our work list. I think this is going to take a little bit. And so with our manual priorities, I'm just going to let them work and do their thing while I do this. So everybody goes up to number 1 on firefighting. Everybody goes up to 1 on being a doctor's patient. As far as doctoring goes, we got somebody with a 10, so we'll leave that there. And then we've got somebody with 7s. I'm going to leave them off the list for right now. We'll just have to know that Landoa... If anything happens to Landoa, we just got to know that we got to swap over our priorities. Bed rest can be going down to 2 just in case they're not feeling good. As far as flicking switches goes, I always like that to be number 1 so that when we hitting switches in the Black 6 foe, you know how it go. As far as wardening goes, there it is. We got somebody with a skill of 9 when it comes to wardening. That's going to have to be the one. Handling, tame, train. Okay, so we can train animals. We got a couple people who are good at training animals. We're going to take that one off the list for her. Ooh, we have some people that are really good at taming animals. Well, then you guys go with a 3 right there. It's not that important. And I'll take it off the list for you. As far as cooking goes, we've got people in here who are pretty good at it as well. It's nice to have, like, all the things I need straight from the start. We'll just call her the cook. As far as hunting is concerned... You will be our primary hunter. You will be our secondary hunter. Constructors. She's got 6 skill. 1, 3, 4, and 5. You two are now constructors. Enjoy your new constructive life. Do we have anybody who's good at fixing anything? Not really. As far as growing is concerned, we got a couple people who have reasonably decent skills at it. But I'd rather leave that up. Well, that'll actually free up a lot of time for the other people too. Although that is going to negatively affect our ability to collect trees. So that's a bit of a downer. However, as far as mining goes, we've got a pretty good miner. We've also got somebody who's not very good at it, but has a passion for it. And I think that's worth developing. Plant cutting, I will keep as a higher tier priority for everybody if there's nothing else going on. Smithing, that's going to be a 2 for you, a 2 for you. And it looks like nobody else is any good at it. Tailoring, 2 for you, 2 for you, and then I bet nobody else is good at it. Yep, that's exactly what I was looking for. Artistic talents, not a lot of people who are artistic in this tribe. This is going to be a utilitarian tribe that has no time for that artistic nonsense. Crafting, we're good right there. So I'm going to leave that alone. Hauling. Hauling's going to stay where it's at. Cleaning, we need somebody to clean pretty much like around the clock. And that somebody should really be somebody who's not doing much else. For example, this individual really is not doing a whole lot. So cleaning is going to be very, very important for you. And then if cleaning is not up and running, who was our researcher? Ah, it was you. So, research should be really, really easy to get done. We have a couple people here who really aren't getting a whole lot done. That's a bit of a bummer. It's not going to make me cry, though. I'm not going to be that upset. As soon as the fields are tended and the wood is laid for everything, we're going to get started building ourselves a couple of rough huts here. We got to get started. We're surviving out here, you know. So, let's start out with something like that. Oh, the cats are having sex already. Yeah, I figured that might be a problem. I'm going to... We'll seal that off real fast, and then I'll cancel it out down here. As far as furniture goes, it's not furniture that I need. I need doors. So we'll drop a door right there. We have a couple of individuals down here grabbing a little pemmican snack. How much pemmican do they have to eat when they're hungry? Do they just eat the one? Or is it... How much medicine did we end up with, too? We're not going to have access to refrigeration as well, which is going to be kind of an interesting situation. I'm just completely blind on playing tribals. I have no idea what's going to happen in here. And so this could really go in any direction. I'm hoping that we actually get stuff like pemmican to balance out the fact that we're missing some other things, some very, very real survival technologies to make our lives easier. I'd also like to put in a wood floor while we're here. Just make this thing nice and comfortable so that everybody's happy to be here. And then very, very quickly, the thing that I would want to do next is the crafting of, I suppose, wood beds. We don't have much of an option right there. I will more than likely replace a lot of the beds down the line once we've gotten some other work done. I'm going to set that boar up to be tamed. We do have somebody that has very, very, very high taming skill, and I think that not taking advantage of that is probably a mistake. So I'm going to have you be obedience trained and release trained. If you could do that, that'd be great. It looks like they're having trouble with the roofs right now. It's going very, very slowly. The floors are in. The next thing we need, this is actually just going to be kind of, I guess, the tribe house. I messed that up right there. It's all crooked, and I don't like it. Let's go right there. Seems all right to me. We'll throw one on that side with furniture. We will make a long wooden table. Actually, we'll put it outside in front of everything. Yeah, that works. And then we'll take, I guess, dining room chairs, which we have a weird knowledge of crafting. I know what you're saying right now. Can tribals not make dining room chairs that are fancy? I just be like, well, I'm not sure where they got that skill from. I mean, that's an interesting and unique skill. Ah, good. They're going to build the chairs first instead of building the beds. Fantastic. That's exactly what I was hoping they would get after. What did I build down here? Heel root. I've got heel root. I've got cotton. I've got potato. Make this... Oh, I don't know. Make it hops. Make it hops. Yeah, give this thing hops like a kangaroo. That's cool. That's all done and taken care of. Now we got to worry about if we could get pet cassowaries. That'd be pretty dope, too. Yeah. Let's get a cassowary. We need a pet cassowary. Nobody messes with the dude that has a pet cassowary. There's a turkey over here. We can hunt that. That shouldn't be too difficult. Supply us with a little bit of food up front. They're going to sleep on the ground for right now. I don't really like that very much. But then again, I don't really have a choice. So they didn't build the beds. They built these. I got to set up restrictions as well. So I would like you guys to schlep until 6 a.m. I like to give them a little bit of extra time when they sleep. That's just me. I'm going to give them some leisure time before bed so that they don't like lose their minds and start doing murder and all that kind of stuff. And then specifically, I just want them to work. So we're going to be working like 10-hour days, it looks like. 11-hour days. That's rough. But this is an ancient society, after all. I don't find it altogether unfathomable that back in the day, you know, Industrial Revolution times, that people weren't going to be working a lot. And so, unfortunately, they're got to take one for the team right now. I think in the extenuating circumstances that arrive in the wake of death robots coming and killing your entire people, pulling a little bit of overtime is the least of your worries. I mean, I'll put it on the timesheet. If you really, really want me to, I will. But, you know. Let's go ahead and zip through nighttime here until we have stuff to do. Unfortunately, we lack the nocturnal characters that are required in order to be, like, totally productive during the evening. But for right now, I like this. I think this is going to work out pretty well for us. There's a lot of groundwork we need to lay down, and there's a lot of, like, random things that need to get done. But aside from that, things should be good. Now, can I replace the floors here? Like, can I put in... I want to know if I can put in wooden floors over marshland. I can, kind of. Unless it's deep marsh. Oh, marshy soil, you can do it. But deep marsh, you cannot. Okay. It's definitely subpar. This guy's over here killing a turkey with a knife. I'm sure somebody's going to try and tame the cassowary at some point. That turkey is apparently meaner than I thought it was. Yeah, stab that turkey. Get that thing. That's right. You are the hero that we deserve. Hunt that thing down and take him out. Her out. It's a female. We've also got chinchillas over here, which I think tribal peoples used to eat. I think chinchillas were like a foodstuff back in the day. I don't support that because I think chinchillas are adorable, and I think that their main function is cuddling. But actually, don't cuddle your chinchilla. They've got thin ribs. It's very, very easy to hurt a chinchilla. Are you going to get infected? Just bites and scratches. I'll convert it to medical for now and see if maybe somebody brings over. Oh, was Landoa our medic, though? Methinks Landoa was. And we don't want her to get an infection. So, who else had a reasonable skill at this? You. Go ahead and tend to her. Go grab some medicine and see if maybe you can make her feel a little bit better. We've got trees being chopped down. We've got a central gathering place at the moment. I don't know how it's going to work. We can make a stove and a butcher's table, but it appears as though... Oh, we have a crafting spot, too. Okay. Yeah, make the crafting spot over there. That's fine. I don't know what they're going to craft. I assume they're going to craft something. We can research antimatter ship propulsion as a tribal society. How dope is that? Anyways, we're just about out of time for the day. This is Rimworld Alpha 14. We are doing a tribal playthrough. I think this is going to be a ton of fun. I've been really excited about playing the tribal people. And so we'll bang this out and we'll see how it goes. All right, everybody? I'll see you in the next episode of Rimworld Alpha 14. Hi, do.